Okay, we are 50 days out from the meet today, speed bench day, and with bench being the only lift where I have really been flying too close to the sun, feeling a little bit beat up in the tricep in the left arm, biceps on both arms. Big goals for today are going to be number one, train well without pissing anything off so we can have a good start to the bench wave next week. Number two, catch a little bit of upper back sensation back because I feel like that was missing the last little while, which is probably part of why things are getting slightly pissy. And in order to do that, like we talked about last night, I'm going to be making some slight modifications to the speed bench protocol here today. Namely, we're going to be bringing back some reverse grip, and probably gonna alternate it with comp grip just to make sure I get the upper back sensation to carry into her. Definitely gotta raise the J's up one for the real work. Was thinking with reverse grip being wider, I could afford to run it a hole lower than normal, but I thought wrong. And since the only thing I'm really doing this for is the upper back sensation, I got the rest of the stuff today to do real work. This will probably end up being working weight. Man, oh man, I've missed the revies. Now let's see if comp grip feels okay. I'm onto something here. Like the upper back lock on the comp is so much more intuitive after running the reverse. Triceps are getting pumped to shit at this point though. And 0 on the triceps, 0 on the biceps, considering that a very successful speed bench protocol for today. And I'm definitely kicking myself for not bringing that back a little bit sooner, but for that one, that was more of a bench was feeling really good till it wasn't, so I'm okay with bringing it back now. For the next thing we're bringing back, it was more not doing it because I was afraid it would hurt me with how things were feeling, so we're gonna not be a pansy and give some barbell overhead a run again. Whoopsie daisies. And the plan here, because I'm suspecting that if I were to push it hard, it would make the tricep a little bit unhappy, as well as have some fatigue bleed that I don't want into bench at this point in the meet prep, so we're gonna keep her on the lighter, snappier side. The elbow, like it's empty bar, but I'm getting a lot of hope because that was like really, really, really good feeling on the tricep. So we'll give 135 a run and see how she goes. Perspective, last time I ran this heavy, went 315 for 5. Not expecting to get anywhere near there, but I want to at least do kind of okay. So let's see if we can make this feel not terrible. We can definitely go 185. Not sure if I want to go too much heavier than this though, but if it feels absurd, we'll go up for another. So we'll find out where we're going here. We're gonna go 225. Like maybe a little bit aggressive considering the circumstances, but this feels exactly what that left elbow needs. Left my gym bag in the car today because I didn't expect to need wrist wraps, so I don't know. We'll see how this first one goes and then decide if we're going to go grab them. And apparently, the inability to speak well is now a bench day trend. What I'm thinking about here is that it is feeling really freaking good so far, but I don't want to take that for granted, so we're going to lock in and do our best to do good. Definitely could go up, but we're going to be smart for today. So yeah, we'll run another one here, try to keep it feeling on the good side, and if we do that, well, we're doing pretty okay for starting the wave out. Yeah, I am very, very, very okay with that. Definitely exceeded the expectations for today. I can't count.
Yeah.
Like
I was 7, I was 8, and that was better.
It's like 14 in my head.
Yeah.
And the reason I like this angle better than a true overhead press for bench carryover is that in the bottom of this angle, I can get the bar behind my elbow, which is going to put way more tricep into it for me. I feel like I need to clarify that every time I do it because there's always some dork in the comments that wants to get butt hurt. And next up, running some dumbbell incline press with Joel rowing in the background. I'm not sure if you can see him or not. Am I in the way? I don't know. He's back there, so not sure how I feel about my plan of leaving a decent chunk in the tank on these with Joel watching, but we'll do our best to not burn ourselves out in week 1. Just a little feeler with the 80s. Definitely going up. And figuring 110 should be appropriate for the next warm-up. A little bit worried with how good I feel right now. Move the camera for easier access to 140s, and thinking that even though I do feel insanely good right now, this probably will end up being top set for today, so let's make sure we press it hard so we get something out of it. Yeah, I'm okay with that. We'll do another one here. And the last one got a little bit overzealous with the kick up and almost lost lefty over top of my shoulder, so we'll try to have a little bit more restraint here. Yeah, I'm very okay with that for today. I don't know if you guys can see it in the camera. These dumbbell handles are so freaking fat, and my deadlift grip feels insanely strong right now. And I think like the only reason my deadlift grip feels so strong is I'm lugging these giant ass dumbbells with the fat handles back and forth with the rack. So I'm okay with that. And what I'm thinking next for first tricep slot is I do want to bring rolling extensions back, but what I'm thinking I'm going to do is because the gym is empty, I'm going to take advantage of it and run them on decline. Starting at 40s to make sure that the theory pans out in reality. Not sure the best way to get into this thing. Probably should get Darrell to pass me dumbbell so I don't die. Yeah, you want to help? Yeah, it's a weird situation. Okay, thank you. Crisis averted.
Right there?
Yep. But if we're thinking about like running these on different angles of bench, the angle of the bench changes at what point in the range of motion for the elbow, the leverage is going to be maxed out. And I'm thinking about how the elbow is feeling, running on decline, making the hardest spot in the range a little bit higher should be both more friendly and more productive for where I'm feeling the pain. And this feels solid. We'll just run reps nice and high here. Yeah, we're good.
Here. Give me another one.
Getting in and out of this, a little bit inconvenient, but I think we'll run 40s again because that got hard enough to work, which is a little bit shameful, but we got to start somewhere. At least they're light enough to not be too awkward. But round 2. Like, I don't know what to do when I'm done. Yeah, dismount definitely could use some work, but feels like that was pretty productive. Next up, going to be running my pec stuff, and I will not be joining Darrell on the world's heaviest pec deck because today's slot should be more of a feel-good intent. So we're going to go with the feel-good machine. And I really like this machine for the pec that I didn't have operated on because that side ripped off the sternal fibers in 2015, never got it fixed, and this seems to touch like what I'm trying to make up for in terms of the missing chunk really well. So we're gonna keep running it. Was thinking we're gonna go up for the next one, but that got plenty hard enough, so we'll keep it here. Anyways, round 2 here. Yeah, I am very okay with that. And and next up, triceps part 2. Gonna run some easy squeezy pushdowns with the long rope. Trying to finish in a little bit of shoulder extension, a little bit of shoulder IR, and make her feel juicy. Can probably go up a little bit for the next one. This is so cool though because it's almost like running that overhead like woke the tricep up, and it's contracting so much better than it has for such a long time. And I don't know, I'm just stoked because if we can keep waking that guy up so that from 5 weeks out to 2 weeks out we really can push JMs hard, that is what we need to be doing to have a really big bench to the platform. So I am excited. And that is freaking perfect. Next up, mostly only doing this so I can be close to Joel, but with how bad the dips were feeling the other day, we're gonna run some assisted scap only dips, see if I can wake up serratus, low trap, pec minor, etc. And how bad this feels, holy shit, this was a good call for today. We're gonna run another here. I don't know how long I will keep this in the rotation, but when dips start feeling like dips again, I'll probably pull it out, but until then, we're gonna keep running it. Because, gee whiz, this should not feel this hard. But the hope is that simply doing them should help it catch up again pretty quick. And next up, I'm gonna take advantage of the gym being pretty empty and run some regular pull downs, because I kind of miss regular pull downs, but we're keeping it pretty light, making sure that I am getting as far down as I can with my shitty flexibility, and really trying to pull into that bottom hard. Driving the elbows forward as best I can as well. I'm thinking we could probably go up from here, but we'll get a couple more in first. Oh. It's been so long since I've done a real pull down. Went up a little bit on this one, so hopefully I'm not pulling too much less far down. Hope that's okay. Probably looks pathetic, but doing the best I can, I swear. I'm okay with that. And for rear delts part 1, we're gonna be pansies and run higher reps on the lighter machine today, just so we're not being overzealous and making sure that we're actually getting a good rear delt squeeze. But we're gonna be running rear delts part 2, which is gonna be more of a global upper back, so I can touch rears and low traps together. But that's next, so I'll shut up and bang reps here. I'm okay with that for set 1. Okay, round 2. Caught up faster than I wanted it to. Okay, rear delt part 2. Seated dumbbell clean. Basically, all I'm trying to go for here is let himself round over in the bottom, shrugging up, trying to pull shoulder blades back and around as I raise the dumbbells. And just gonna go until everything's blown up. Yeah, I am a fan of these. We will be doing another. And the reason I am such a big fan of these is not just the shoulder rotation, not just the scap motion, but the pull into the top really feels like how I want to be setting my upper back on squats. And practicing more here makes it feel more assertive under the squat bar. And we are blowing right up. And for today's arm slot, with how the hammer curls felt the other day, which was freaking terrible, I think given the brachioradialis extra touch on the preachers will not be a bad plan. Oh. Yeah, I'm very okay with this choice. One more each side. I feel like this bench needs something like I can put my other foot on, but no, that doesn't work. Yeah, we should have been doing this sooner too. I feel bad about curling 30s, but Miana's on the other side of me using the 10, so I feel a little bit better about myself.
You're doing hammer style.
once again, taking advantage of the gym being relatively empty today and running some standing abs to give myself a little bit of brace priming for Saturday's squat. Move up a little bit for the next one. The best part about being fat again is I got enough body weight behind me to run these heavy and stay connected to the floor. Making sure I'm actually getting hips through at the top. Adequate effort. But overall, super stoked with today's session. Easily the most productive dynamic effort bench day that I've had in a very long time. Did not feel limited by the tricep or the biceps at all on anything. And that just confirms that the work we are doing away from training is working. The work that we're doing in training is working. And if I can keep it working, we're going to be able to set up a really strong peak. And every time I talk about pain, injury, stuff that's bothering me in training, it always feels a little bit weird because there's some idiot that's going to be thinking like, hey, you're supposed to be a rehab guy. You're supposed to know how to not get hurt during training. And part of that, is a little bit true because I am trying to make the best choices that I can to mitigate injury risk, mitigate the amount of pain that I am having, because obviously we want to be as little limited by pain in our training as possible. But the thing is if you are pushing hard during a meet prep, things are going to pop up. It is extremely rare to have a meet prep where nothing gets weird at all. And what matters more than being so limited in our effort that we have nothing pop up is that we know how to handle it when things do get a little bit sideways. Because if we know how to handle it when things get a little bit sideways, we can take something that would set someone back weeks, months, etc., and be able to get over it very, very, very quickly to the point that it almost feels like it doesn't even matter in the big picture. And that is the big point that I'm trying to get across with these vlogs is like, shit can happen, shit's gonna happen. Every session isn't gonna feel good, but if we know how to handle it and we think about it the right way, we can still do very freaking well. And again, like that's why I'm so stoked with the team, because I'm able to take guys that are constantly beat up and are afraid of using their bodies and getting them to do the right accessories, getting them to do the right movement preps so they build resiliency and they can push harder for longer and feel better. And then if something does get flared up, they're able to handle it without freaking out and turning it into something that ruins their entire meet prep. So if you guys are feeling stuck in your training, hurry up, hit the link, join the team. We got a big ass sale going on for the annual membership right now, so don't miss out on that. But I'll stop with the sales pitch because, I don't know, I'm just stoked with how things are shaping up this prep. And I think that today going as well as it did is a really good sign that we should be able to have a solid effort on Monday. And as long as Monday is good, we're going to be in a really freaking good spot. So I'm going to do my best to make sure that Monday is good. Also do my best to make sure that Saturday is good too. But today's bench day, so I'm more thinking along the lines of the next bench session. Anyways, I'll quit rambling. Peace out. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys in the team.